The weekly half hour where your hobby and video games are combined has already begun.
What's up, Danny?
What's up, Ma?
Today we will exceed the limits of speed. We will break the rules of space and time with a single objective, your fun.
That's right, and if you believe that television is a barrier against the imagination, then today we are going to show you otherwise here at Nintendomania.
Well, with your support we're going fully with all the images of what you're going to discover today. Today at Nintendomania, fresh news comes to your doorstep with Paperboy 64. The new generation of video games has an accomplice, Jet Force Gemini.
Today discoveries that only here you will be able to obtain.
Spectacular dunks and a direct pass to one more Nintendo success, NBA courtside tops.
And the Choreomania activated with your messages.
Because your free time becomes an adventure.
Let's start.
Cabbusses.
Oh, careful Xavier. You could have hit me and I would have broken my arm.
Oh, calm down, Maggie.
If you need a superhero to defend you from danger, check out this game. What happens when a great ruin an excellent
Time.
What happens when a great title ruins a great player? Well, the answer is simple, and Eduardo Mendoza Lopez is showing it to us with the following tips for Star Fox 64 that have given him very good results. Well, as a general recommendation, it tells us to recharge the power in the shot and let the enemies get together to hit them in the center and destroy them with a single shot. The bombs, try to use them until you find yourself in the center of the screen and several enemies come together. The first planet is Cornelia, where you simply have to protect Falco and go through each of the rock arches to get past the waterfall and get the route to Medio. Here, after the half goal, you will see some blue rings. Go through all of them and you will enter a warp that you can take advantage of to increase your marker, and it will take you to Katina, a very good place to increase your marker when your teammates tell you to destroy the hatches of the ship. That is what you have to do, leaving only one so that the timer does not appear. Immediately you will be able to continue taking down enemies. In Sector X, after the half goal, choose the path to the right and kill the boss quickly so you can follow Macbeth. Once here, activate all the levers that you see so that a larger one appears later on. Activate it and you will divert the train directly to its destruction, making a very good amount of points in obtaining the route to Area 6. Here the important thing is that you arrive with a minimum of 3 bombs to use where the mines are gathered.
Also try to shoot down all the cone-shaped ships.
And finally, when the big ships appear, try to focus your sights on the center of them to get more points. Once you are in Venom, use the following route to arrive super well equipped. In the first deviation, go left, then right, left, right, and left, and voila! You will face Andros in his most difficult version, but if you beat him, you will get the true ending of Star Fox 64 with a very good score. Oh, by the way, if you don't already own this game, this is a great chance to get it at a great price with everything and the Rumble Pack included.
And if you were as good in another game as our friend Eduardo in Star Fox, send us your tips on VHS to the address you already know, but you really have to be very good. Don't die from your place because we return with a super premiere and it is luxurious. So in the meantime, in the commercials, contact us so that you can criticize and give us your opinion at 536 23 35 262,000, 335. Our spies begin to detect the presence of VHS images of the entire Republic.
Send yours and become part of this, your interactive gaming space and futuristic vision.
Army Men Search Heroes is one of the latest 3DO releases for the Nintendo 64, and it has a great variety of codes, and proof of this is that this week we are giving you a code for this game. You know, go to the input code screen and enter TLSTRLVSVG.
L, S, T, R, L, V, S, V, G.
Now check out the character he controls. It's not the one that normally appears since he was replaced by Plastro. We've reached the peak of the program. What?
Soon, are you going to confess to us that you have a boyfriend? Oh no, Javier, you already stayed in late news. First, I don't have a boyfriend anymore, and second, we are going to read the letters. One is from Alejandro Hernandez Santos, who says that I love his program and it's great, and Maggie, you're a bonboncito. Thank you, Alejandro, how cute you are. Another of Don Dan Alvarez Nieto, who loves the program, and Maggie, Javier and Daniel told him that they were getting well and he sends us this drawing. How beautiful it is. Thank you very much to all the people who have written to us, right Donnie?
Yes, of course, and they wrote to Peripheral Ojo 4000, 121 Colonia Fuentes del Pedregal, zip code 14141 in Mexico, Federal District. And you can also do it like Andres Felipe from Colombia, who told us that he loves the program and especially the tips that we pass on. Thank you so much.
And Edith Indias Gonzalez from San Luis Potosi also wrote us that she sends greetings to all of us. Well, I have one by Eric Villalpando Terran, that the program lasts 1 hour. We also want that, and San Luis Potosi writes us.
And we have a drawing and a letter from Jesus Rodolfo Sanchez. He says that he would like the program to be extended a little longer, since it is fantastic, and soon we will be passing information on International 2000. Well, it is not international, it is MLS.
That must be very good.
And well, if you're stuck with this game, don't worry, because we're going to help you, and that's what we're here for, so check it out. Rare excelled with Jet Force Gemini, and we fully entered with the strategy so that you can move forward without much problem. After the lengthy intro, your adventure in Goldwood begins, in the first part called Outset. Entering this part, just to the right as a whole. Go in there and you get to this part where you find the food fish that you will use later. Now enter this cabin and go up the stairs. Above you find the item that increases your energy capacity. Going to the next door, eliminate the enemy above the tree, and below is the first tree ball. Ahead there are 2 more in the structures on the left. After eliminating all the enemies, enter here, towards the cavern, and inside go all the way to the left until you find the 4 tribbles, and then shoot this box to get the yellow key. Here you can go back to the first part, and since you have the yellow key, enter here to find the shurikens. Go back and again you have to look for the 7 tribbles. After this part, just head to the left where you will find 1 more item that increases your energy. Only your imagination sets the limits of interactivity.
Navigate through cyberspace and connect to our email, which is nmania.tvhpk.com.mx, and now with our new modality we are going to answer you personally. My turn is on Mondays and Wednesdays, and let me tell you that he is never on time.
Don't blame me, simply put it for Maggie, Javier or Daniel in the matter and we'll answer them. Okay? And in order not to waste any more time, if you are really stuck with this game, how about we help? So take note. Now we go to the area called Interior. Here take a left and talk to Madness and he will give you the red key. Now go back and enter this door. Eliminate this gigantic insect and then take the machine gun. By the way, you can shoot the gems to be able to take them. Now with your new weapon you can activate this switch to continue on your way. Now simply move forward, eliminating whatever insect gets in front of you, and be careful not to eliminate the shrivels, and when the aerial enemies come out keep moving. In this part there is a shrivel. Get on the structure and walk along the shore to take it. Here change the machine gun to wipe out the wave of enemies attacking you through the air. Carefully remove that insect and rescue the shibos. Here take the item that gives you invincibility and change the machine gun to eliminate airborne enemies. And behind these boxes are the last goats. We now head to the SS Anubis.
Albert of Staten.
Finally, the sequel to the famous NBA cutscene is out, and look, it was worth so much time. Well, the truth was not that much compared to other titles. Well, as you already know, this game was developed by the guys from Left Field who, unlike what mediocre developers do, are not satisfied with just updating or giving a new look to the first version, which, as you already know, was very good. Note that so they got their batteries and present us with a totally new and good game. Among its qualities is, of course, the participation of the basketball star, Kobe Bryant.
An artificial intelligence superior to those we knew in the first version.
New high-resolution graphics. An enhanced create-your-own player option, hundreds of moves including explosive dunks and catches from Kobe Bryant himself, multiple game modes including exhibition, arcade, three-point contest and multiple lens system, obviously licensed by the NBA with which ensures real players and teams. It is compatible with the Rumble Pack, and if you want to enjoy it to the fullest, 4 players can do it at the same time.
That was some dunk.
If you think that sport is only for kids, then you are very wrong, because Nintendo Sports has everything planned.
So what do you think?
Because each season presents us with a new game.
What's the matter?
So far we are trying to describe what is new about the game, but something very important in any game is how it feels to play it, and this is where you realize how good the game is. And let me tell you that this is one of the best basketball games out there for Nintendo 64, and that is that this title covers the needs of the most varied tastes, since they can play as real as possible with endless details. Of course, there is another mode called Arcade that for those who are more players than athletes will love it. That's right, because that's where fantasy dunks, special shots and powers that border on exaggeration come in to make the game of basketball even more fun. And well, you already noticed an infinite number of details, such as the facial expressions, and you already checked the narration of the game. Voices and more voices. What do you think of instant replays? Artificial intelligence. What's more, forget about the typical play to score easily. Well, for the moment you can already realize that NBA Crew Tide 2 is an excellent option if what you want is to live the sport burst.
Skip pass to Elijah One. Oh,
Well, we are going to give sports a twist to change a new environment of video games. It is a premiere, that is, it is the exclusive of Nintendomania. You know, tune in on any of our tracks if you like this game. If you don't like it, what do you think? Okay.
If you are a fan of the world of video games, surely you have ever heard of Fate Fortress. This is a classic game that had its version for the first Nintendo system, the legendary NES. So now Midway presents us with the new version for the Nintendo 64. Basically it is from a game where you take the role of a newspaper delivery man. For this you have a powerful squeaky bike and a strong arm to throw the newspapers, either at the door or at the mailbox if you have a good aim. It may sound easy, but there are other factors that increase the difficulty, such as dogs and even some cats. But that's not all, since a car can suddenly come out of these garages and obviously down the street. The route you follow is partly fixed, since you can't go back or turn around, but you do have enough freedom to dodge or turn and thus dodge or throw the newspaper at any desired angle. In addition to accelerating or braking, you can perform some tricks to improve your score, and there are occasions that even save you from a crash. On your journey you find out about many things that happen on the street, such as fights and even thieves about to break into houses, but with a good newspaper you can change the situation. As you can see, there are a variety of scenes ranging from the typical street as in the original game, or what you think of this neighborhood near the beach, and even dolphins jumping around. This other one is more desolate and desert. This other one is full of forest animals like bears and moose. And well, What do you think of a walk along this gloomy avenue? And finally, we will tell you that you even have a boss. But this is just a quick look at a game that won't have much graphics, but the mobility is good and it's based on a well-known classic game. You know, that in tastes it is broken into gender.
Oh yeah.
For those who were stung by the version for the Super NES, that is, for the Super Nintendo, well, the sequel for the Nintendo 64 is out. And, as we have already mentioned, you are going to live the emotion of advancing through the scenes in third dimension, and you start right in Andy's room. Only now you are going to control the Humble the Bus. As you can see, it's fabulous to walk around the scenes that everyone knows, but in complete freedom to interact with a series of elements that make you feel like you're inside the movie, but you also have the help of the other already quite famous characters. The game is not linear at all since there are different objectives in each of the scenes and even bosses that you have to defeat. Boss has his laser and in the game if it works, you can change the position of the camera to see it first person and thus improve your aim. You can also build up power to launch a more powerful shot. There are other moves like this twist, only if you overdo it you'll get pretty dizzy for a bit. There is a certain switch that you activate when you fall hard, something similar to Mario 64. At the moment it is all that we can tell you, but expect more information in our next programs.
Today the program is over, so we are going to prepare some strategies so that next week is a really good program.
Exclusive, great.
You have 7 days to contact us, propose, call plays, strategies, whatever you want, you know, here in the lair.
Sure, and don't stop your fun. Activate your hobby and turn it into entertainment.
Ya sabes todas las vías de contact para ponerte con nosotros en contact, por supuesto, para